Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Alex at CiKATA. Just heading back home from Whole Foods, and I thought let's get you guys to look at a particular video about what's a yellow belt and what's not a yellow belt. I mean, you are on YouTube right now, right? So let me know your thoughts. I put my commentary ahead, and let me know what you think. I've seen this whole thing take some major detours past 20 years, but I want to hear from you. And if there's anything else that you might want to hear about in terms of different topics, certainly put that in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Take care. Okay, so what is a yellow belt? Let's first talk about what it is not. One of the challenges I've seen over the past 20 years is a lot of the yellow belt tool and framework is what I would call a watered down body of knowledge from a black belt or green belt methodology. Not so good. It doesn't do justice for a yellow belt to really get their feet wet in terms of some of the thinking that goes into problem solving or continuous improvement. Add to that some of the training programs for yellow belt. A lot of those are now being online, which presents its own challenges. I'm not saying that training online is a bad thing, but it should be part of an overall and not the sole delivery methodology. So online training should be used as a part of the overall knowledge transfer. Not enough process or lean. So one of the things that I find actually in a lot of Lean Six Sigma programs out there is very little what I would call process dynamics, queuing theory, just understanding, how processes work. And that is really, to me, one of the core areas that I like to spend in terms of training the yellow belt cadre of folks, because they are able to basically work with what they can see, right? So if you're a project leader and you're trying to use a yellow belt tier to do problem solving or continuous improvement, it could be challenging if these other three elements are present. So you don't want to have a yellow belt project leader with a diluted body of knowledge. That's just not fair. So you're going to need some really extreme coaching in that particular case. So that's kind of some of the challenges I've seen in the yellow belt world. What I would say, not so much. But let's get into what I've seen has been a successful approach to yellow belt. First of all, the yellow belts come from the process doer ranks. Process subject matter experts. They will then be able to understand more about the anatomy of process physics, what's a unit, what's WIP, what's cycle time, what's throughput. It's pretty important that the belts start learning the language of process, because that's what ultimately gets done to create organizational differentiation, cost leadership. Once that becomes a little bit more second nature, then you're going to be able to start speaking the language of process with a green belt, black belt, master black belt, or to each other. So understanding process dynamics, like if we add a fourth person or step in this graphic, what impact will that have on process cycle time if everything else is kept the same? So we want the yellow belt practitioner to really understand the physics, if you will, of the process, and also be able to work with the process. So if your subject matter expertise, what can we do to improve throughput, reduce cycle time? These are just some basic fundamentals that can be easily delivered. Now, even though the physics of the process is understood, how do we quantify that? So we want the yellow belt to be able to do some observation, collect some data, be able to create a time series chart, maybe a basic histogram. We don't need to get them involved in a lot of statistical descriptive statistics or inferential statistics. At this point, the prime focus here is really being able to understand process. The A3 piece of this is kind of interesting because what we want the yellow belts to be able to do is really articulate the status of a process improvement project in a very succinct, simple story. And the A3 really offers that opportunity. If you can't speak the story, you may not know the story. So, forcing the yellow belt, I don't want to say forcing, but getting the yellow belt to be able to work that A3 document while they're going through this journey is a huge benefit. They will understand and be able to speak to that process wherever it may be in a very quick way. What that will lead is more effective team members, better support. So I haven't talked anything about the the tool set here, but suffice it to say, these folks are going to be able to do and work with things that they can see. They're going to be able to do value stream mapping, CiKATA, data collection, and also understand how the inner workings of a process works. So that's really in a nutshell, what I've seen across industries, what have been successful attributes for a yellow belt or a lean practitioner. So if you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts, please don't forget to subscribe. I will be posting more videos. And if you put in the comments some of the things that you would like to see, I can address those in a video upcoming. So until then, we'll talk to you soon.